Lesson number 2 from Monday, January 9th. To hearken diligently. The book of Deuteronomy is the printed version of Moses' farewell messages to the second generation of Israelites following the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. These messages were given on the plain of Moab, just east of Jericho. Deuteronomy has been appropriately called the Book of Remembrance. In this book, Moses reviews God's faithful dealings with Israel. He recounts the travels from Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea on the edge of the Promised Land, as well as the rebellion and the 40 years of wilderness wanderings. He restated the 10 Commandments, the requirements of tithe, and the central storehouse. But the primary focus of Deuteronomy is the counsel to obey God and receive His blessings. Moses portrays God as one who has the ability and the desire to care for His people. Deuteronomy 28, 1-14 says, "And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord your God, to observe and to do all His commandments which I command you this day, that the Lord your God will set you on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on you and overtake you, if you shall hearken the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your cattle, and the flocks of your sheep. Blessed shall be your basket and your store. Blessed shall be when you come in, and blessed shall be when you go out. The Lord shall cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against you one way, and flee before you 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon you in your storehouses, and in all that you set your hand to. And He shall bless you in the land which the Lord your God gives you. The Lord shall establish you a holy people to Himself, as He has sworn to you, if you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God, and walk in His ways. And all people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you. And the Lord shall make you plenteous in goods, in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your ground, in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord shall open to you His good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain to your land in its season, and to bless all the work of your hand. And you shall lend to many nations, and you shall not borrow. And the Lord shall make you the head and not the tail, and you shall be above only, and you shall not be beneath, if that you hearken to the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day, to observe and to do them. And you shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods, to serve them. What great blessings are promised the people, but what must they do to receive them? Moses was very eager for the people to understand that God had wonderful, even miraculous blessings in mind for them. His words, "If thou shalt hearken diligently," let them know that their eternal destiny was at stake. What a powerful manifestation of the reality of free choice. They were God's chosen nation, recipients of great blessings and great promises. But those blessings and promises were not unconditional. They needed to be accepted, received, and acted upon. And nothing God had asked of them was too hard for them to do either. For this commandment which I command you today is not too mysterious for you, nor is it far off. It is not in heaven that you should say, who will ascend into heaven for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? Nor is it beyond the sea that you should say, who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us, that we may hear it and do it? But the word is very near you, in your mouth and in your heart, that you may do it. Of course, besides the blessings, there were the warnings of the curses, what would come upon them if they were to disobey. Deuteronomy 28:15-68. That is, what consequences their sin and rebellion would bring. What does it mean for us today to hearken diligently to what God tells us to do? From the SDA Bible Commentary, Volume 1, pages 1117 to 1118, it says, "The book of Deuteronomy should be carefully studied by those living on the earth today. It contains a record of the instruction given to Moses to give to the children of Israel. In it, the law is repeated." The law of God was often to be repeated to Israel, that its precepts might not be forgotten. It was to be kept before the people and was ever to be exalted and honored. Parents were to read the law to their children, teaching it to them line upon line, precept upon precept. And on public occasions the law was to be read in the hearing of all the people. Upon obedience to this law depended the prosperity of Israel. If they were obedient, it would bring them life; if disobedient, death. Had Israel obeyed the directions given by Moses, not one of those who started out on the journey from Egypt would in the wilderness have fallen a prey to disease and death. They were under a safe guide. Christ had pledged himself to lead them safely to the promised land if they would follow his guidance. Have a blessed day.